Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. In this video, we'll discuss the second problem of Leetcode Weekly contest 306. The problem name is node with highest edge score. So the problem statement says that you are given a directed graph with n nodes labeled from 0 to n minus 1, where each node has exactly one outgoing edge. Now the graph is represented by a zero index integer array edges of length n, where edges of I indicates that there is a directed edge from node I to node to edges of I. The edge score of a node I is defined as the sum of the labels of all the nodes that have an edge pointing to I. Return the node with the highest edge score. If there are multiple nodes having the same edge score, return the smallest index. Right? Let's directly jump into the explanation. So the first example says that we have an array 1 0 0 0 0 7 7 5. Right? What are the indices? This is 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. What does this mean? This means that from node number 0 I have an outgoing edge to node number 1. This says from node number 1 I have an outgoing edge to node number 0. From node number 2 I have an outgoing edge to node number 0. From node number 3 again I have an outgoing edge to node number 0, and so on. Right? Let's construct the graph. So this is the node 0. So from 0 I have an edge to node number 1. Right? From 1 I have an edge to node number 0. Then again from 2 I have an edge to 0. From 3 I have an edge to 0. From 4 I have an edge to 0. Right? This is one connected component of the graph. Let's come to this part. Right? So from 5 from 5 I have an edge to node number 7. From 6 I have an edge to node number 7, and from 7 I have an outgoing edge to node number 5. Right? So these are the two connected components of the graph. Now the problem says that for a node, like suppose for node number 0, so for node 0 the score will be the node labels, the label of the nodes from which we have an outgoing edge from that node to 0. Right? So node number 0, what are the incoming edges? Let me just change the color for clarity. Okay, so what are the incoming edges? This and this. So you just sum the value of these four nodes, this and this. Right? So for 0 the score will be, what are the node labels which have an outgoing edge to node number 0? It is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, that is 10. Let's come to node number 1. So here node number 1, how many incoming edges do we have? Just one, this one. And what is the node label for that? It is 0. Right? This is the only node label. For 2, do we have any incoming edges? No, the sum is 0. For 3, do we have any incoming edges? No, sum is 0. For 4, do we have any incoming edges? No, the score is 0. Let's come to this part. For node number 5, how many edges are coming? Only this one, and what is the node label which has that edge? So that is just 7. So for 5 I have a score of 7. For 6 my score will be 0 because 6 doesn't have any incoming edges. Right? For 7, what are the incoming edges? One is this, one is this. What are the node labels for these two edges? 5, right, plus 6, that comes out to be 13. So which node has the maximum score here? Right? 13. Right? This is the node having maximum score, so you return 7 in this case. Right? You return 7 in this case. So nothing fancy. This is what the problem is saying. So what we can do, we can construct an array. Let's call it score. Okay, let's call it score, and then obviously we can take a couple of variables, highest score and the index. Right? So for every edge, what we'll do while traversing the array, we'll do something like that score of edges of I plus equals to I. Why? Because we have an incoming edge from, we have an outgoing edge from I to edges of I. Right? I to edges of I. So that means this edge will contribute to the score of edges of I, to the node where the edge is basically going. So that is why score of edges of I plus equals to I. This is what we'll be doing, and then finally we'll be basically taking out comparing the values and just returning the final value. So this is the code. I have taken an array scores on line number 4, And then I've taken a couple of variables, highest score and the index having the highest score. So on line number 8, you can see that scores of edges of I plus equals to I. Then I've compared that if scores of edges of I is greater than highest score, then this will be my new highest score and the index will be edges of I, because this is the score for edges of ith node, right? And if the scores are equal, then I take the maximum of edges of I and index. And then finally, after the loop is over, I just return the index, and that's my final answer, right? So yeah, this is all about this problem. Hope you learned something new from this video. Please do support it by giving up a thumbs up. Do subscribe to the channel. In case you have any queries, please do mention that into the comments. I'll try to resolve each one of them. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.